How's everyone doing out there? We are pretty much at the end of 2023. I hope you guys had a good holiday. I hope you guys have good and safe plans for 2024. Today's video, I kind of wanted to jump into what was going to be in my video bag for 2024, at least to start. I thought I would break these up into a couple videos, one being for video and one being for photo, since I do both and I have bags for pretty much everything. And yeah, so wife got me a new microphone for Christmas. It's nice. I can move it around. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, I mean we're pretty much into the end of 2023. I thought it would be a cool thing to do just to kind of talk about what's in my bag. I wanted to do a 2023 recap and kind of 2024 goals. For us, this is pretty much our first full year that we've been on YouTube now. I did the first introduction video about just a little bit over a year ago, and then we did the FPV review like right after Christmas. I think it was actually yesterday or today we put that out, and it's the 29th. So, looking back on the channel over the last year, it's been a little bit of it's been interesting. I thought for sure that my first year would get more content up, but as you know, running a full-time job and running two businesses and having the kids and stuff, it just wasn't something that I just could do. It as it is right now, it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm recording this video, and I've been wanting to record a video for the last few days, and it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, lots of interruptions. I don't know if you're someone who's like me, but when you are trying to spend time with your kids and you're not making money on something, sometimes it feels guilty because I'm already taking so much time away to run my businesses. Luckily for us, well, not so lucky for the wife because she has been feeling under the weather, but we took some time off this week, and it kind of sucks that she has gotten sick. But we're rolling with the punches on that one. So again, I've been pretty much trying to make sure she's been okay, handle the kids and all that. I won't go too deep into that. I want to do another video and go more in depth about what 2023 was for us, and what our goals are for 2024. With that, we're actually have been talking about what we wanted to do with this channel, and don't worry, it's not leaving, but what we want to do with this channel. And we've also talked about, because we have a very major project that we're going to be starting here in the first couple months of 2024. And I've always kind of wanted to do a personal channel and kind of separate the business part from the personal part. Because right now I feel like, yes, I want to show personal stuff, but a lot of stuff is related to business. And I just kind of wanted to separate it out a little bit. The other thing is I find myself, especially on these ones, is like I want to do shop tours, and I don't have a ton of time to really sometimes put all the effort that I want to put in as a videographer into some of these videos. And, and that's okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. I get it. I want to put content out. I want to stay engaged with everyone. And, sometimes it's just hard because you're not doing it full time to be able to do lots of content. I feel like with the personal channel and with this channel, I really wanted to hit the 1,000 subscribers. I really want to hit the 4,000 watch hours. The Fujifilm video really, sorry, I'm looking off. We just lost power about 2 hours ago and just came back on, and I thought maybe it flickered again. So it's been storming out and whatnot. So I am getting off track. As far as the personal channel goes, I wanted to be able to kind of tell more stories, tell the story about me coming to Alaska, tell the story about, meeting my wife and some of our journeys, some of our travel journeys. And for me, I'm not so like as in love with the idea of like monetizing it or hitting a certain goal. I just really wanted to work on it and tell stories the way I wanted to tell stories. And if people like the stories, then, I would love for them to follow along. But really with the personal channel, it's not as much about what I'm hoping for the channel with the business. yeah, this project has basically been something we've worked on since we bought the house, and we're really excited. And it took almost, I've been working on it since summer, and then once it got going, it's starting to snowball. So I think if we still keep having a wet, rainy winter, um, we should stay. We should stay on track. So if you're new to the channel, I would love for you guys to um, to to join. Okay. All right. You guys are obviously here because what's in my bag for 2024? Obviously, I change gear a lot, so what's in my bag now might not be in my bag 6 months from now. And but usually I don't subtract from. I usually add to. I just find what pieces work. And I think for this year, what I started to realize is right now I'm filming on the Canon. This is my wife's camera. I gave it to her. I had it for a while. I love the thing. It's a great hybrid camera. But I realized for me, I like to separate my photos from my video. So my video stuff has basically become my video stuff. It's there for video work. It's not a hybrid. It's not a photo and video camera. Like the one of the cameras I'll show does shoot photos, but I don't use it for that. I haven't used it for it once. I don't plan on using it. And same with my photo cameras. I've started to just find cameras that I want to take photography with. And it's not to say I'm a jack of all trades. So it's not to say that the hybrid cameras aren't great. The Canon R5 is amazing. I think the video quality out of it's great. I just have found for me that I just want to kind of separate a little bit more. So that's a little bit about that. Also, I just, again, we've been at this now for a year. I thought, a month of uploading videos, I'd have 1,000 subscribers. I'd be monetized because, I mean, come on. Why not? Look at this face. But as they say, I mean, I don't even know how many videos I posted. I'll have to come back and count. I don't think I've done more than 50 this year. And they say until you do 100 videos, you're not even at a point where you should even think about those things and what your niche is. So I've been having fun with it, and I think that's what matters. I do want to say thank you to the 320 subscribers we have happened to get. Honestly, I thought it might be a little bit more considering the Fujifilm video is already at like 17 or 18,000 views. So I do really wish that you guys would subscribe to the channel, though. No pressure if you don't subscribe to the channel. But if you don't, I will Jay and Silent Bob you. I will show up at your house. I will find you, and I will make you subscribe. Okay, back to the video. Let's go over what's in my bag for 2024. I'll be cheating a little bit because I don't use one bag, but I'm going to go over my main bag, and we can kind of go over what I plan on using almost on a daily basis. I think there's one more piece of gear I'm going to add, and it has to do with this other project. And I don't really think that I explained the personal account very well, but on the personal account, I want to actually just work on being able to tell stories and just put it out on the time I want. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to put some out every week. I don't have to feel like the pressure of creating content. I don't want to tell stuff in a chronological order. I thought, I could tell something. I could be current about some stuff that's going on. I can go back and tell some stories about previous trips we've had. And I'm going to do that on a couple videos on here too. I have a ton of footage from when, I'll leave the link down in the description, but if you check out the 10-minute Hill and Guy video that I did for one of our clients, Alaska Power and Telephone, I have a whole bunch of video of just the trip over that I didn't use in there. And I thought it'd be cool to kind of show what it was like and talk about what it's like and do some voiceover about what it's like traveling to Alaska, around Alaska to film. This place was a very hard place to get to, and very remote, and it's pretty cool. So, that's kind of some of my plans for 2024. I want to do like a review video, like I said. And so without further ado, I know I like to kind of get off track, and I'm sorry about that. So anyone who's hanged with me for the last 10 minutes or so of me going over what I plan on doing, let's finally get into the video. Let's talk about what's my bag 2024. First off, I'm just going to grab it here. So let me zip it up. So here's my bag. As you can see, I'll move this around. This is a Teen Ba, and where did I find this? I think I actually, no, I ended up finding this in San Diego. Um, I do have a wandered bag, which I really like, which is really great for up here because the wandered bags are, hold on, let me grab the wander bag. Let me just grab the wander bag too. I think I got it. Hold on, let me see if I have one. Okay, I lied. It's not here. I have one at the shop, and I don't know where the other one's floating around. But I have two wandered bags. They're about the same size as this bag. It's actually all the same setup. You can put stuff at the top. Um, what I've liked about this bag a little bit more compared to the wandered bag is that this bag actually has a little bit more of a compartment for the camera gear, and yeah, but they're very small bags. You're not going to put um, oh, you can put an iPad in the front and all that, but it's not a huge full travel bag. And I kind of like this because this keeps it light. And so pretty much what I'm using in this bag is the I'll start with the smaller stuff. So I'll start with the first kind of smaller piece, and that is the Insta360 X3. If you know anything about this camera, it's a 360-degree camera. Personally, I've used the 360 some. It's okay. I mean, I'm not reviewing this. You can go find any YouTube video about it. I think it's a cool little camera. The one thing that I don't like that keeps me from using this in 360 mode a lot is I feel like it's another program I have to go edit in. I know there's a plugin for Premiere. Maybe there's one for Resolve now. I don't know, but I use Resolve, and having to go into my phone, edit how I want the video, zoom in, zoom out, then export the clips, I don't really like. But I can shoot those single camera point of view type stuff. I'm going to get some accessories. I need to get some more accessories on this. And it shoots in their log format. And yeah, so, it's a handy little camera. If you're into 360 stuff, it does some really cool stuff. But it's also got a nice, very nice camera just for everyday point of view stuff. So the Insta360 X3, good little tool for what it is. Gotta feel like, sorry, I have it dark. I usually have it lit up blue back there, but I don't have my other stand. It's at the shop. So this is what we're dealing with. Anyways, so this is my little go-to POV cam. I plan on getting a Osmo Pocket 4. The Osmo Action 4. I looked at getting the Pocket 3. I have a Pocket 2. Everyone seems to love the Pocket 3, but I just don't know that I'm going to invest in that right away, mainly because of the price point. I mean, DJI's price points have gotten super high last few years. I mean, I got the Mavic 3 Cine, and that was a pretty penny. And I remember when I got the Pocket 2, I mean, it was just a couple $100, and I think that was like the allure of it. Though I do like that I can use the D-Log and all that stuff. I did think the Action 4 will be perfectly fine. I don't know that I necessarily need another gimbal or anything like that for this project. So moving on, I'm going to get into, kind of, I got, typical top handle, nothing special, small rig top handle for my bigger, well, not bigger, but, the main camera in the bag. I also got the Rode lapels. I got 2 of these for on-site stuff. And then, oh yeah, here's the other bag. Okay. And then I also, of course, and you'll probably just be like, why are you using the microphone and not the wireless Go mics? Sometimes I just don't like to hang it. I don't know. I know it's like the trend or doing this. I know people are into that trend, and it works. If I'm just maybe doing a TikTok video I need to get out quick, perfectly fine. But I really do love my Rode and my Rode Podcaster setup. I have the first version Podcaster. That's what I'm running this to. Not in my bag, but and so yeah. So a couple of lapel mics. I got 2 receivers now, or sorry, 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. And then now this lens isn't for is an RF lens. But I got the stuff to convert it to the Sony. The problem is that this one I can't do manual aperture. I only can do focus. So the converter I have doesn't really let me change anything else. Sorry, I'm notorious about losing my lens caps and stuff, so you can all rip me in the thing. I need to order some lens caps. That's my 2022 goal. Anyways, this is the Zeiss Distagon 235. I got this thing used, not this year, but the year before, down in Washington. Great price, amazing lens, super sharp. I love it. It's a nice little manual lens. And then also with the adapter for the Sony, I also have this one has to have been modified more than what a regular Helios 44-2 is. They put the cinema stuff on there so I can use it like the cinema. And this is all manual. If you know anything about old vintage lenses, this Helios is like an amazing lens. But with this one, it's hard to see. Oh yeah, there we go. If it's open, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see the lens itself almost has this anamorphic design to it. So the Helios 44, if you look in there, I think that's part of it, but I feel like they changed this, especially on this design. It's like got an orange like teal to it that I've never seen before. And so if you overexpose this thing, it gets like super like brown, orangish. It's cool. I bought it off eBay. It was super cheap. I heard a lot of people you can get knockoffs, and how to know. They have different symbols, and I probably got a knockoff, but whatever. I love it. It's a cool little lens. So those are two lenses that I've adapted to my main camera. Oh, and then I also picked up this, which is pretty much a giveaway of what my main camera is, and I may have talked about it before, but this is as you can see, I have neither cap on because, yeah, I've been busy. It's in here somewhere. I promise. This is the 24-70. This is the first version G Master. I got this used also. I used to have a hard time like buying used stuff. I always wanted new shiny, and last few years I started buying more used stuff, and it's fine. I have no problem with it. Not much to say about this. I mean, it's a typical workhorse, heavy duty. It's for the Sony camera, and so that will bring me on to kind of sorry, nose is itching. That'll bring me on to what is my main thing in the bag, and that is, and also the lens that's on it that I picked up is the Sony FX30. Super 35 crop sensor. You can go back on full frame. What I find funny about this is that they still kind of talk about it like it's a camera. They're like crop sensor, not full frame. And I think it's because you can shoot photos, but pretty much it's the equivalent of a Super 35-ish camera. Again, you can flame me in the comments and say it's not a true 35, whatever. I'm not here to get technical. I'm just here to show you what's in my bag, tell you why I like it. If you do, you do. If you don't, whatever. I picked up the anamorphic in Anaheim. It's the Siri 50 millimeter 1.33 anamorphic. The thing is cool. I really have loved filming anamorphic. I plan on filming a lot more anamorphic. I'm hoping when the wife's better, and I'm okay with the rain, but it has been very stormy. So we've had just a ton of windstorms, and I need to get like a better rain jacket for this thing, so I could go get some rain shots. But yeah, so, and I also have the small rig cage on it, the small rig handle. You can put the top handle on. And yeah, I mean, if you know anything about the Sony FX30, I mean, this is pretty much, it's not like got the TikTok fame that the Fuji X100V has. I mean, you can still find these things a lot, but I think for shooting TikTok content and, just basic content that's going to go up on YouTube or whatever, I mean, it can shoot 600 megabytes a second. I think, it does do, 120 frames a second only on certain modes, but, I have to unload some more footage of this. I got some new footage. I'll have to see what the slow-mo's like. I was getting some slow-mo stuff. I haven't offloaded it in a couple days because, again, I've been dealing with other stuff. But pretty much, I picked this up also when I was in Anchorage this summer. I've really enjoyed it. I thought I was going to do it just mainly for TikTok stuff because I was wanting to do more vertical TikTok filming. And then I realized that that I just enjoy using as a day-to-day camera. You know, obviously the anamorphic doesn't have autofocus, but the 24 to 70 does. Some of those things I don't like in the cinematic mode, but the S-Log 3 does really good footage. I mean, the footage I've pulled out of this thing, you know, is really, you know, good for what I'm doing and what I'm using it for. You know, I would have no problem using this on client stuff. And yeah, you know, it boots up really quick. And, you know, it's kind of my just everyday go-to film camera now. I've really started to enjoy using it. And, and what pretty much this has done is when I got my camera I'm about to show you, which if you know the channel, you know what camera it is. But, you know, I'll just grab it now. This is obviously my main go-to camera. It's got the full, sorry, it's going to be hard to focus in. It's got the full big lens on it. And yeah, so, you know, when I got my Red, I thought I had an Ursa Mini Pro. I mean, I've had this Red for 5 or 6 years now. It's been a minute. Still amazing quality footage. Still my everyday professional work camera. If I'm doing client work, this is my A cam. If I was ever shooting, the Sony would be a B cam. If I'm using it, I may not even use it as a B cam. The Zeiss works for it because these are all EF lenses. The Helios works for it. It's got this is adapters for the Sony, but it's got this little ring they put on it that adapts whatever to the EF it was on there. And you know, I have just an array of lenses for this thing, and now pretty much I have this set up ready to go for wildlife stuff. I've been using it more to try to get more eagle shots, more, you know, bird shots, any of that stuff. I probably should pull this out and make sure everything's off there too. I feel like it's been a minute since I've offloaded my cards, so bear with me. We're living life, right? This is the life of trying to do YouTube and trying to offload videos and all that stuff. So this camera obviously is not in the same bag because if you saw the bag, that bag is not very big. I keep this, well, right now I've been padding out my Pelican because I've been trying to keep this thing rigged up and ready to go. But if I'm shooting something else, I'll take the small rig base plates or not the base plate, but the handles off. I'll switch to a smaller lens. And I have another backpack, a Cine bag, if you know who they are. This thing actually I can keep fully built in there. It's a little bumpy. It's not great to carry around hiking on my back, but it holds it getting from point A to point B. And if I'm going around and keeping the wildlife lens on for, you know, any of the other stuff I shoot because of where I live, I will just put in a Pelican and it's padded up and fits in there nice. I do have a side handle for this, but when I put in the Pelican, it doesn't fit. So I really haven't had the side handle on as much because if I'm shooting wildlife, I'm pretty much on the tripod anyways. And yeah, so, you know, I have other filters and stuff I use on this thing. I'm also got an old bunch of my goals for 2024 is I have a whole bunch of FD lenses for the old Canon AE1. I do have a FD to RF adapter, which I had gotten because I was using the R5 to do some vintage footage. But I'm going to pick up same brand as the EF to E company. What are they? They are Yuri or something like that. Yurth. They have really cheap adapters. Does exactly what you need it to do. Just adapts from one to the other. Nothing special like a Metabones or anything like that. And yeah, you know, so I'm going to get one for the FD to E mount because I would like to bring some more of the vintage lenses in here. I just think they're fun to play with. They have good looks. I also kind of what my plan is, and I don't know how soon or quick, but some of my goals is I wanted to get a 24 millimeter anamorphic. I really have enjoyed the anamorphic look. I want to shoot more anamorphic. And yeah, but as far as cameras and stuff, I don't really think I have anything big. I didn't really, you know, I haven't done a review video on the FX30. Obviously, there's things I like. really like. There's things that are okay. I mean, but when it comes down to it, it's very easy to use. It's very easy to pull out. It's very easy to get very nice cinematic shots. And I think at the end of the day, when you're trying to film, that's what matters, right? Just getting your shots, being able to use the tools you have to create your motions. This is the Red is still my go-to camera, even after 5 years and only being a Raven, which everyone says was the worst camera in line. I still think it's a very capable camera. It has very good, very nice imaging, and you know what you learn as you get into these is your camera body will do what the camera body does. Your lenses will be as sharp as the lens you want to get. Obviously, if you're getting old vintage lenses, you're not going to get the same look as if you're buying a $10,000 lens, $50,000 lens, depending on Cook lenses. I would love to get one of the Cook mini lenses, I think, this year. Take 33. Okay. So where was I? Red. Even at 5-6 years in, the Red Raven is more of a capable camera than I would say a lot of the cameras. I think the image quality is better than Sony or anything else. The fact that you can shoot raw, the fact that you can change stuff in post. Um, there's obviously the Komodo and the Komodo X now, and they have their DSMC3 line. And if that's in your budget, I would say go ahead. Though I wouldn't really get a Komodo first version over a Red Raven. I think the Red Raven is way better than the Komodo. I could shoot 120K on this at the 4.5K. Yes, I have to shoot at 15:1 compression, but you don't even notice. Like, you really don't. And I can shoot 60K, I think 5:1 compression. I can shoot normal 24K 3:1 compression. And the files are just butter. And you put this thing up, like, I know that there's a Scarlet, there's the Gemini. Gemini obviously did a lot better in the low light than this thing would ever do. The Scarlet, I think, is a 5K, or the Dragon or whatever. I don't know. I'll remember all the code names. But I bet you with the IPP now that they have, you would probably put this up with the Scarlet and you would barely know the difference. So if you're looking to get into the Red ecosystem and don't mind getting used, you could easily get a Red Raven for a couple grand now, it feels like. I mean, you can get, and I'm looking at this. I don't know if it's something that's going to happen this year, but I'm trying to, one of my goals is to try to start selling my stock footage. I'm trying to get on ArtGrid. So ArtGrid, if you're out there, come on, man. I'm from Alaska. Why didn't you accept me the first time? Like, just from that. No, they said something about the file size, so I think I need to send them as a Dropbox link or something. So I'm gonna reapply. I'm gonna go through my stuff, reapply with their the settings that they said they wanted to see. Hopefully, I can start selling that, because I feel like I have some really good stock footage or good footage that I've used on projects that I own all the raw for, and the projects have been years past now. And so my goal is if I can do that. Like, I was looking at one of the new V Raptors or whatever, but I don't shoot enough client work to like justify the price of a V Raptor. Like, yeah, it's nice, and I could do client work. I know I can. I do a lot of client work, but because I have a lot of the DSMC2 stuff, I've actually been looking at and I'll probably go down. I'll probably have to look down south, but I was looking at a used 8K Monstro or whatever. You can get them for, anywhere from 5 to 8 grand now, depending on the hours. The one thing with my Raven that I still love is I'm at very low hours. I think I'm still only at like 200 hours on this thing. So I still have a lot of hours I can put on this. I mean, I haven't had any issues with it. So yeah. Anyways, okay. Enough on the Red stuff. I plan on doing another video in 2024 about my love for the Red ecosystem, the Red Raven, how I think if you really are serious about getting into it. But if it's not in your price point and you don't want to buy used, there's some other really good cinema cameras out there now. I got this one. I have had the Ursa Pro, which to me I use a lot for interview cams even to this day. The Blackmagic Raw is still a really good file codec. But if I'm doing real client work, just one man show, I'm using the Red. If I'm going out and doing my own content, I'm using the Sony FX30, unless I'm shooting wildlife. or I'll still bring this thing out, but I pretty much try to reserve it for you know stuff that I actually want to do. I don't need to go out and shoot on the red to put stuff on YouTube or TikTok. Though it's nice and I try not to do it a lot because I want to keep the hours low. So I kind of plan on doing a review on why I still love the Red Raven, why after 6 years it's still one of my go-to camera. I want to talk about the FX30 and why I never really saw myself getting into Sony, but how this camera had kind of changed my mind on that. And I was looking at some of the Canon cameras, and you know, it's all personal preference. So I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys have a happy new year. I hope you like and subscribe to the channel. I know that I tend to go on these videos, but I hope that some of this information helps you. It's not like a full in-depth review, but hey, I know some people like to know what other people are getting, what's in their bag, some of the stuff they're using, and that's kind of what I plan on using for 2024. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to order my FD to E mount converter so I can have a couple more lenses to play with on my Sony. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully the next one is our 2023 year in review. I'd like to do that relatively soon. I do have another thing I could talk about. I did do a lot of printing the last month, and we can go over some of that. But who knows? I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for liking the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for not flaming me in the comments. And if you do, well, hey, I can take it. So love you guys. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas. I'll see you soon.